Hello and welcome to JOKAKAKA. It's me, Jim.
It's me, Sam.
We're here to talk about JoJoLands chapter 14. Yeah. A chapter where there was a lot of spewing, a lot of pewing, and a whole lot of gooing.
Yeah. After that, crazy last chapter, we were here now was everybody thought like, oh man, we're gonna get like there's gonna be some crazy more plot stuff.
JoJo's evil arc. Nope.
There we go. We're gonna get right into the heist. I guess step one of the heist, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But before we talk about the chapter, would you hit me with those beautiful little jokehawks at the JOKAKAKA Patreon factory?
And if you want your name shouted out at the beginning of JOKAKA episodes, just leave anything you're comfortable leaving. You leave it on there. We will say whatever your stupid name is, or lovely name.
Yeah, whatever your stupid fucking idiot name is.
You know who you are. One person on there that I'm referring to, and you know who you are. All right, so we got Psychodactyl, Gilbo, Odds, Go-Go Gappy, Perpetually Angry, Tactical, Brag J, Ren Blintz, Blueface, Litsit Pencil, SBN Rustic, Classic Andy, Neon Nen, Sabat, and Call Me K. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. We love you all. You're beautiful. You're lovely. And before we talk about the JoJo chapter, before we talk about the JoJo chapter, I wanted to tease at the very end.
Oh yeah.
Sam and I went up to the special little JoJo event.
Yeah,
at Mitsuwa Market in North Jersey,
Edgewater, New Jersey.
Which,
yeah, if you didn't know, it popped up that California and New Jersey were gonna have these pop-ups. I was really surprised that
we got lucky.
Yeah.
But it's a JoJo anime event. We'll talk about that later after we discuss the chapter, so hang on to your cute little behinds while we wait.
Only one cute behind, and you know who you are.
All right.
So yeah, it's kind of funny after we talked about last chapter, kind of see things pop up about last chapter. People were like, I quit JoJo.
There was a lot of very funny discourse. Let me just say, very funny discourse online after the last chapter.
It was so funny. This is where I draw the line. This is where you draw the line.
Yeah, I am so uninterested in talking about any of that.
I know. It's just very funny to see that.
I have to admit, I love JoJo. My love for JoJo is never abated, but my tolerance for discourse about JoJo has reached all-time lows. If I see the merest opinion about JoJoLands, my eyes glaze over, my pulse rate hits 0, and I absolutely don't want to read anything about it.
I know, my eyes glazed over seeing I'm like, people, you were reading JoJo. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that there was even discussion. Honestly, what shocked me more is that people were talking about JoJoLands, because the past few months it felt like nobody's really talking about it. So
yeah. All
right, let's talk about chapter 14. Is this called Steal the Rights, or is that just the title? The
title's called Hawaii State Land Registry.
Okay.
Steal the Rights. A lot more hype title of a chapter.
I do have to say, we do need to talk about the very hilarious thing Araki is doing, where every cover he is just doing the same format, but switching which characters are where, and I kind of love this. It's almost like a Simpsons couch gag to me now. If we have it happen one more time, then I will legitimately recreate it in real life with myself.
It's funny going on the mobile and just kind of going back and forth to see the difference between
seeing them all. Yeah,
it's like I'm watching Dragona Digivolve in the Charming Man.
I think it's actually really interesting and funny, and people were complaining oh, Araki's reusing. If you look, Araki is redrawing these.
Yeah.
There are distinct differences in the way that JoJo's clothing looks. So he may be using the same pose, but he is redrawing this every time.
And there is a different detail when they go into the coloring of the characters as well. So
yeah, I kind of like it. It makes me I made a joke on Twitter. I literally want to see every character go through this, and I want to see the group behind JoJo get bigger and bigger.
It reminds me. Okay, so the PS2, I think it's Mortal Kombat Armageddon, had these loading the main menu screens of the character and their rival in the background. Is very much like that, where it changes up the characters every time, but the same kind of style.
It is very fighting gamey, isn't it?
But also a fun thing that between I'm seeing a little bit on the with JoJo, have you been seeing some like the part 1 musical things that like I think
yes, I saw.
I think River City's been posted about
River Dude. But has done like, I didn't watch the whole thing, but he's done like dub covers of the songs, and I saw he also posted the scene where Dio jumps out of the trolley or whatever, the car, the whatever you want to call that, the cart,
wagon,
thank you. And I was like, this is actually fucking incredible.
The Danny puppet is so cool.
The Danny puppet looks incredible,
which it reminded me of the opposite end of like a horrifying. So there's this, if you listen to this podcast episode with Mandalore Gaming, talked about this like Aslan Chronicle of Narnia like play that he saw that had a horrifying Aslan puppet. I recommend listening to you. Type in Aslan Mandalore Gaming Please Stop Talking podcast. It's like the opposite version of that, where Danny one is really cool and the Aslan was like a horrifying monster.
Yeah, the Danny one, it took me a minute to like register what was happening. It was kind of incredible.
And they had that, and recently the live action Rohan one was doing the Tonio one. And they got like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Tonio's like, no, they actually got like a foreign person to play Tonio.
Oh my god.
And I saw the trailer had like the Mala stuff like on the faces and everything.
Oh, we actually got a... we had a comment from our last episode. Someone recommended us watch that one. They said that one was really good.
Yeah, I want to watch...
what are they called? I can't remember the name of it. Those little creatures.
Yeah, I'm tempted. There's a lot of things I want to watch about. I want to watch those live action Rohan. There's still some less spoke that I haven't read yet either.
I saw somebody, I think Haman Beat posted on Twitter, like, so you know that like it was someone cut up the scenes from the live action Cheap Trick episode, and they cut it up. It was like, this is something you see on TikTok.
Like an AI.
It is an AI narrating the whole episode, and they cut through it, and it's like, but what does the man do when the thing jumps on his, when the spirit jumps on his back? And I was watching it like so entranced. It was like, it was like blowing my mind that this exists. It looks really funny though. I want to actually watch the real episode, not like the TikTok recap of it.
Yeah, maybe that'd be fun to watch some of those. I think at least the first season of, I think they're on Prime.
Yeah, maybe we should do this for like Bro Kakakas. We should have a Bro Kakaka where they watch it with us.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Or watch it and we just talk about it.
But yeah, the chapter. It's been a lot of JoJo stuff has surprisingly happened between last chapter.
It's true, both in the real world and on the fake world.
Fake world, yeah. All kinds of cool and funny stuff.
So I really love the intro to this chapter, because at first, I know people were making jokes online. They were like, "LOL, Zoomers in a car, like don't talk to each other." But I really love this in hindsight, because like it's actually kind of stressful. Like,
this is how JoJo is sitting, like how I sit.
Yes, he really is.
With my knees up on the seat because I can't sit like a normal person. But yeah, we got like Dragono does makeup. JoJo is playing his Switch or his phone. Charming Man is drinking the water like a rock
Dr.
person.
Wu.
Yeah, Dr. Wu. And I'm guessing Paco is looking at a map.
Paco is using a fucking map in. Well, okay, I guess we can say maybe he's looking at like, maybe they had like a physical map of the location that they're like staking out, whatever.
The layout of the layout. But I feel like you can do that on Google.
You could do that on. Yeah,
or at least have a tablet, which is like a modern thing
this
people do
in
in
old man Iraqiism.
Yeah,
like this is him being, oh yes, of course he would use a physical map when he's driving a car.
Also, I just feel like his hat gets the brim of his hat gets progressively longer every time.
Also, I saw someone point out that this is the first time that Iraqi's ever had an actual adult driving the group. Because normally Giorno is the one who's driving. Giorno's 15. And I think there was something similar in what was it? I think Josuke.
I mean,
doesn't Josuke drive in sometime in part 3?
I maybe, but it's also Emporio also flies a helicopter, and he's like a child.
Emporio also does drive a car, I think. Yeah. He uses the funny like little boxes to hit the wheels. Very funny.
That's a prime example of like this kid shouldn't drive.
Okay, we've talked literally about this fucking cover page.
Speed King drove, and he didn't even have a license.
Yeah, I do really like this scene. This is just charming. It's fuck you. I really love what JoJoLands is giving us a lot of character, just like little character moments that for me is like all of JoJo. Like everything I love about JoJo is like small in between moments. I've famously said how the fights are not my favorite part of JoJo before. But these are really good. I really love the tension, as you said. This is kind of like the heist thing.
Heist makes it like a different kind of drama too, instead of like a stand fight or like.
It feels to me like Araki learned all the right lessons from early part 8, where like the best stand fights are the ones where there's almost no like actual fight happening, where it's one person using their stand power in like a very scary leveraging situation against the other one.
A lot of them were like long range remote stands, or like they were in the area, but like they're just weird people that are just like popping up from like manholes.
Yeah, and woman holes.
And
as Dr. Wu literally did in that one scene.
Dr. Wu's was like a very fun CQC. And then even it had the weird ones like Poor Tom as well. Like,
yeah, not to say that the second half of Part 8's bad, which it's not, but it's not great. But the beginning of Part 8
compared to Part 1.
I mean, come on.
Compared to Up to Date
California King Bed, one of the greatest fights in Part 8. All of JoJo maybe.
As like we said, Part 8 goes to Demo and up to Demo and then post Demo.
Yeah, it ends. But no, so
yeah, we get our team walking into the building, and this is before we kind of learn what their mission is, and Usagi is like walking in with a cup of ramen like noodles, and he gets trips and falls, and he's like that meme of like the Pepe on the ground.
Yes, literally, I was thinking that. Yeah, like it literally.
Someone made the art. I saw it.
Oh, that's very funny. Literally spills. First off, how insane is it to walk around with a cup of ramen? This is like the most wild thing.
An American with a cup of ramen noodles.
Yeah. Do you think they're speaking English? Have we talked about this yet?
I'm sure they are. They have to be speaking English.
They might be speaking English. Isn't that weird?
They should
be speaking English. That's crazy. That's insane. First JoJo part where the characters speak English, confirmed.
Part 7.
Part 1.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, Part 1 and 2.
Yes, and 2.
Well,
they're in Italy.
There's also that weird thing where Stroheim is speaking English and German most likely.
Yeah.
And Italian and English also with like there's heavy accents. But then I also just think of like the dub where like the early Part 1 and 2 dub where it's just kind of
British
weird
accent. Number 1 from Kids Next Door.
Way to go, Cesarino.
That's very good. He's
and
so good.
Johnny Young Bosch as Joseph.
Unironically, I love the British accents. Yep, Sam's showing me the meme
Usagi.
of Pepe Usagi. All right, so we do the classic heist thing where we get an introduction to the scene. We get the inciting sort of like the first hiccup where Usagi falls. Then we abruptly cut back to the planning stage.
Like we said, the Iraqi-ism of Iraqi learns what a deed is and has to explain what a deed is to the reader.
There is like an excessive amount of discussion about what a deed is and how it's not like. But I honestly like this, and in a way, it feels like Merill is doing this like intentionally.
They are,
because something Merill does, and I love that Merill brings this up. Merill makes a point in this chapter that it doesn't. The rocks don't inherently know what value is.
Yeah,
it's reading off of what perception, the perceived value of an object is, as I had speculated.
And to be fair, most of these are high schoolers, and high school did not teach you what a deed is at all.
I don't know.
She's the principal. She knows the curriculum.
They've probably seen some old 80s movie about the plot point being a secret deed hidden in the basement.
I mean, going by the panel, just absent-minded, where they're all just blankly like looking at it, where where what they call tumbleweeds go by them when she's like, "You guys understand me, right?"
But so yeah, Meryl's plan is actually quite smart. She really is like, she's so like big brained here, because she's like, you know what, we know that like the universe makes it happen so that this becomes your property. If we just like touch the deed, somehow the property will come to us, which in my head I'm wanting catastrophe to happen. Well, what I want to happen from this is I want the island to physically move. I want the land to physically move towards Merill Mayq. That's what I want.
The three Hawaii is like what, 3 land masses? Like,
Hawaii is several.
For the big ones, I mean.
I think there's like, aren't there like 5 major islands?
It's 3 to 5. So all of them just come together.
Unironically, I think that's what's going to happen.
She will make Pangea come again by the end.
That's hilarious. No, because what I'm kind of thinking of is how the devil palms are this sort of like elusive, like moving landmass. Like the devil palms aren't like stationary, if I remember correctly. So I think it's kind of I think it's a really cool idea that like the way that like and let's say like maybe Dragona doesn't have like quite an understanding of like what she's wishing for in the situation. It's kind of like a genie wish. Like
you have to like learn the value of certain things, I guess, and
it's the rock is like saying, oh well, you own the land now, and the rock ownership to the rock, how we've seen it is, oh, it comes to you. Like oh, you own this watch? Like, the watch comes to you. It's like magnetism. So that's why I think that the physical land itself is going to shift and move. There's going to be, like, news stories where they're going to be like, an island in Hawaii is shifting and moving.
I don't know, because somehow all the papers are going to get to her, because that's what everything we've been seeing is going to lead to. We don't know how that will happen. Like, it seems like conveniencies happen. But then again, the watch is also one of the things that just wasn't conveniency. It just showed up.
Yeah, the thing with the paper itself, though, is Merill makes a point in this chapter that the paper itself isn't inherently what's valuable here. It's like essentially a note denoting what it is worth. So if she is holding the deed, it doesn't give her the rights to it. It just means that she took the deed out of a place that it was. The idea is that. And I think that this is what she's anticipating, is that something will happen. The universe will work in a way where it will transfer the rights to the island to her. I think that's what she's planning here.
I hope he will keep this way more consistent than, like, Wonder Review stuff was. But
it absolutely will not be, Sam. Sam, we are only at chapter 14, and we're already talking about islands moving.
Stuff coming to a person and your perception of stuff. At least with the money stuff, there's more stuff. Okay, you have to teach them, and you have to... I understand that. We're more so Wonder Review, with just, like... I don't know, a lot more bullshitty, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, what she's saying...
They're at least trying to understand this bullshit. That's what I enjoy.
Yeah, no, I legitimately think that's great. Like, that is the kind of shit... I mean, like, thinking about, like, my favorite, like, shonen mangas, like Hunter x Hunter, whatever. I love when the characters are trying to, like, understand how magic works, or trying to use that to their advantage. I think it's, like, legitimately so fun. What's it called? Witch Hat Atelier is, like, another great example of, like, learning how the magic is made is part of the magic. Yeah,
even like certain devil fruits, I feel, can be like
definitely. I was thinking that too, but One Piece has too many messy, shitty power systems for me to, like, consider it a good one.
Way too many.
So one thing I do want to highlight that we're talking about, Merill herself even, like, goes out of her way to say, like, the deed is not proof of the rights of the property. It's only the proof of transfer.
Yeah.
So owning a deed itself is not going to mean I own this land. A deed just is a document that says this land was transferred to this person.
Yeah.
So the only way for them to, like, get the money, get the land, is if the universe in some way transfers in some way to transfer that. Like,
it's a thing. It's a high value thing because it signifies the getting the land.
Yeah.
The high value in those deeds. Why always getting the deed to the land in, like, movies and stuff, and that's
so
always
silly,
like
yeah. In a way too, I feel like she's, like, breaking. It's almost like when you, like. You can't put the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container. Like, she is using the power of the rock here in a way that is, like, going to fundamentally destroy everything.
I do love this team needs the brains, and I'm glad that they have the brains. It's just like their principle.
Like, what if she literally went to, like, the White House and touched the White House, the rock to the White House, like, I own this now, and then, like, 4 days later, like, Merill has been elected president in a weird turn of events.
Well, all the people that, you know, they all died in weird freak accidents that it somehow led to this principal and fashion boutique owner. It's funny. It's gonna be interesting to see how it pans out, because, you know, it can be bad. It can lead to, you know, a messy power system stuff that gets but Araki at any point could just say, and then I crushed the rock. The rock got crushed after we got the deed. So now
we have seen that the rock is easily crushable. So,
and, like, he has to be careful because, like, the characters have to carry this fragile, powerful item with them. So there is, like, a durability issue. Or, like,
the good news is that it's nestled safely between Dragona's breasts. So.
But it also could just, like, somehow stick, like. At least someone can just bump into Dragona and crush the rock.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
One big guy or one gravity or pressure related
stand. Dragona's incredibly strong chest bones.
I also do like the Howler Company logo, like how the infrastructure company. Get a little information about the Howler Company, the infrastructure development company. And I do like the logo. What page is that on? It's on.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a stupid little, like, horse.
Yeah.
It's like a little horse that's the H.
So like a llama looking back behind itself.
Yeah. To me, this reeks of shell company. This reeks of some sort of shell company that is being used. There's a really good panel. I love that panel of Merill. She's so evil.
I still have my money on Dragona's arch nemesis being the heiress of the Howler Company.
Her arch nemesis. One thing I like
Evil
too,
Yasho.
is I like that our cast does not quite understand like the plan here. Like I'm sure they understand it to some extent, but this is all like Meryl's concoction. Like she is the one with the big brain here.
Basically, I say that,
which I like that. I like that
dynamic. Just remember, deeds are worth a lot to us. Mm-hmm. So just touch it. Just touch it with the rock.
Touch it.
This deed is worth. The gem is basically the rock. But don't touch the rock. But so the plan is that Charming Man, Dragona, and Usagi are going in there to touch the deed, and the other two were out there to just be the getaway driver, and they have to get rid of the camera. Don't be seen. Don't leave your DNA. Like, don't bring attention.
Don't make a scene.
It cuts back to like Usagi making all the attention of dropping his water and ramen.
I love this so much. It's so fucking funny, and like also I love the way the scene resolves. It's kind of like
so Usagi just had like in the entire car ride there just had a cup of ramen that he just didn't eat.
He's a hungry boy.
Or did he just put lukewarm water in there?
He's the kind of guy that would pull some shit like that. Or maybe he asked someone to turn his stand into like a hot water cooker just so that he could have
wish for hot. You want that hot ramen? I don't know. It's comedic effects. Like, why did you bring food in here? You freaking got food goblin. And
it is kind of funny too because like when we first see the little intro and all the security guards around him, you're like, oh shit, where are they? And then you learn, oh, it's like a land registry. Like, why are there even security guards here? Like, it's a fucking land registry.
Because it's high, important documents that probably need security guards for, because you never, I guess.
But it's just funny because, like, normally...
Howler Company.
This is what I like about, like, the heist here is, normally the heist is, like, a securely guarded location for a specific reason. Here, it's just, like, this is just like a government property. Like
government-built places always have cops.
They would never expect a plan like this.
DMV has cops.
That's true.
Guards there, like government, like city halls will have that. Like any kind of government kind of building like that has important documents will have some kind of cop or security guard.
But it's just funny because it deflates the tension because you're just like, oh yeah, like why would they care? Like this is a fucking land registry. Like they're not gonna like remember that. If they did, they're gonna be like, oh, that stupid kid tripped and spilled fucking cup ramen on himself.
This little freak wearing his skin suit, like all in this hat on top of it. Like, what a weirdo. Who dresses like that in America?
And I can't get over how like hilarious it is that like normally in a movie it's like life or death situation, like they're trying to break into like a bank. Here it's like, oh no, we have to lie to the clerk so that we can get access to the physical deed.
I'm thinking of like,
it's so low stakes in a really funny way.
It's like an Ocean's Movie when the plan's actually going together, but literally the first thing to happen in the plan gets fucked up immediately. So I also do like Dragona's like thing continue being like the ID person that can like make fake IDs and everything, and the Charming Man is like the shapeshifter, I guess, of the group, and he looks like he looks like Giga Chad.
This is actually really cool. I love the like little effect around his head while he so he's not restructuring his face. I guess he's using his power to like refract light to make his expression look different. Like,
but it stays around his head, where it's like an unusual hat in Team Fortress, where it's just like the particle effects is worth so much money, worth so much scrap, so much refinement.
I would be remiss to not mention. Hold on one second, let me find it. Some dear viewer, I must name them. Before I had a chance to read the chapter because I was away this weekend. Tagged me on Twitter.
Did they?
On a post. Oh, who did this? Cullen Meloy. Thank you, Cullen. Tagged me on a post that was first thing I saw from the chapter. Literally was a zoom in on Charming Man screenshot with the words. You can read this license. Literally says Barack Hussein Obama.
I remember that. Yeah, I forgot to bookmark that. Yeah,
I literally laughed out loud when I saw that. Thank you very much.
If people found that license to Barack Obama is very funny.
It's so fucking funny.
So good. But yeah, he has like the Giga Chad face as well, which is very funny. Like,
yeah, this is
the handsome Squidward face.
Yeah. It's just like what we predicted. Like using stands in like really clever ways to do a heist essentially. And I love how we just jump right into it.
I just think of the German bit where he goes, I think I look like Giga Chad, and then just poses with like that's all I think about. But also, when like Dragona like behind Usagi is very funny because it's like Dragona like hugging like Usagi really behind it. It's like so like unnecessarily close.
But then once they finally get in, Also, Usagi uses his stand again. So this one's kind of interesting. It seems like he kind of does this on his own.
Yeah. Didn't have the Dragona. Can you just do the line? Say the line, Dragona.
So
unless you assume that Dragona does the thing. That's why it's happening right away.
Technically, the last line Dragona has is to Usagi, your job is to replace the security cameras with fake video, Usagi. Use the Amate Kudasai to change the video. So
we don't have...
Technically, she did say the name of the stand and like what to do, but it does seem like he does it on it. It activates kind of from Usagi.
Because Usagi's like, oh yeah, I get ya. So maybe he's like, oh, I had to just perceive it in that way for it to activate.
Also, we've seen it done before, so I hate to like get so into this because it's JoJo and it doesn't fucking matter. But I wonder if it's like, oh, if he's done the thing before, he can kind of do it. He can make the stand do it.
I guess, and Dragona pointed to it, so I guess that means like...
I think we can infer that Dragona saying to do that was enough that the stand needed.
Another stand like, we're like, oh, if I understand it like that, then yeah.
If this was Hunter x Hunter, then I would say yes, but the fact that this is JoJo, it's okay, just a convenience.
Also, do like Charlie Man's like, oh yeah, that he's a student, he kind of needs to see it so he can study history and like...
So yeah, that's the big thing. It's like, oh, you're allowed to look at digital records, but not the actual records. And then, yeah, I love the lie. Like, this is what I'm talking about, like, how funny it is that, like, these moments feel very tense, but they're so mundane in a way of, like, we're just trying to look at government documents. Like, whatever. It's just really funny, but yeah, he lies and says Usagi's a student. And this is so funny to me. Like, what does this woman think that Usagi is getting out of this? She's literally just leafing through each page one by one. It's so weird.
She's like, don't touch it.
Literally, she's like, don't touch it.
I put my gloves on. And like, oh, that's great. I don't do anything. And like, yeah, hurry it up, lady. Like, you don't need to slow down. You can go quick for me. And then watching the pages that are turned, Dragona is like, I'll just... So this button that's on Dragona is like somehow the most magical giant emblem on somebody. It's like, it feels it's like one of those oversized election buttons. It feels more so than anything.
And it seems to like attach magnetically as well.
How do you think Dragona, like, this is like a medallion or a pin or something like that? Do you think Dragona made this or had it custom made from, like, Etsy or, like, Redbubble?
She went on Etsy, was like, I need a big D for me.
Yes, with a dragon, because my name is Dragona.
We love it.
So, yeah, and then, yeah, touches it with the rock and it vibrates. So I guess that means it worked.
It's activated. I love that. That's so funny. Something we have not seen the rock do yet, which, hold on.
Bless you. Everybody say bless you in the comments.
Everybody say bless
with
you.
this timestamp.
Here's what my headcanon was here. The amount of money, the amount of like presumed monetary value is so high that the stone is reacting in a powerful way. That's why I think that like the land is physically being moved. That's why it's shaking. That's my fan theory.
I think in the briefing she says that the 50 billion will be ours. So I guess they assume that it's the $50 billion right there, even though there's more to their company than just the land.
Yeah. Which also I wonder if going back to like it's all about perceived monetary value, maybe it's not even worth that much, and Merill lied to her so that she thinks it's more. Dragona thinks it's more.
I just thought it really funny if like my stupid prediction of like evil Yashiho being like the heirs, like to get more of the money, you gotta one of you has to marry into that family, and then she's gonna die tragically, and you inherit all the money.
Here's what they do: they're gonna have to steal her heart. So
Usagi,
they're gonna have to touch the rock to her heart.
Usagi, you have to like use your smooth moves to get this classmate of yours.
Now we're talking.
Or one of your classmates, like.
Now we're talking. I want to see the Usagi dating episode.
No, it'd be Jodio, because like then they're gonna be like, I don't want my evil bully that Jodio almost murdered.
My abuser's dating my boyfriend.
It's like, oh my god, just like you won't believe what happens next.
But so I love the scene. All they did was look through a couple documents and touch a rock, and then the panel of them running out is so funny to me. Like I just love that it's like whoosh, running out of the government office.
It's like my sociopath brother is dating a transphobe.
How dare he?
And
he's like, babe, I can change her.
I can fix
babe,
her.
I can change you.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. I'm like, it just sounds like a horrible like fucking article about, or you won't believe what happens next.
Also, there's a cute little panel of the Mate Kudasai chasing after them. He like peeks over a door. He's like, hey, you guys leaving without me?
Also, yeah, you also do like their victory jump. I guess it feels like.
Yeah, they just do a little. They're like huzzah.
What is Usagi doing? How is he going to land? He's like kind of like curved, or unless it's him clicking. He's like doing like a victory, like clicking his feet together.
They're all trying to break their legs in different ways. That's what they're doing.
Like Charming Man's pose is very funny. It
looks like he's fucking Spider-Maning.
It's so funny. But yeah, like we did it, guys. And Usagi starts getting like his stomach starts getting hurt, and then he starts vomiting profusely, and
he starts spewing it.
Yeah, Charming Man. Well, isn't normal vomit. This is some cloudy vomit, and he can't stop. He eventually can't breathe. I guess he's like getting to a point where like dry heaving, or he can't breathe. And Charming Man reveals that he has rock stuff on his side of his neck. That I do like he had to use his like singlet, I guess. His morph suit as like a thing that was blocking it, so he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, did he have a chronic illness that he talked about? Like, I just met him a few days ago. I have no idea if he has any chronic illnesses. And he's like, oh, is this an effect from the rock? Is this an attack? Like, what is it? And so yeah, and they had this mystery, and like I do like at the end where JoJo and Paco are like, what are those rascals up to?
It's really funny. JoJo does this a lot. Where characters are like misunderstanding the situation, but it's very
and
funny.
Giorno are sucking off,
jerking each other off.
They're having a suck off over there.
Mister, you don't understand. The only way I can heal you is if I kiss you and lick your balls.
I have to touch you physically to replace your wounds with a living animal that will eventually just fill itself in. It is painful.
But so okay, I think we need to talk about this last reveal. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So Charming Man is very quick to assume that it's some kind of illness.
We see a rock illness,
poisoning.
Yeah, we see a rock, like anything rock on a body. We have to immediately have like examinations on it because.
What's kind of interesting though is if you look at it, the rocks kind of appear to be all different, and part of it too is I've seen a lot of like colorizations of this page, and they color the rocks different colors. So that's maybe partially that influence, but to me it's so.
The theme
when we saw like all the other characters experiencing like the rock petrification sickness, it didn't really appear this way, at least if I recall correctly. So I'm inclined to believe it's something different.
Yeah, because they had anything like the rock illness from Part 8 that we've seen, anything in the history of, or even like the rock, anything the rock humans have done, like.
Yeah, it seems. Also, a big thing too is Charming Man is like, no, we need to call the cops. Like, we need to call not the cops, an ambulance. He calls 911.
We can't do that because, they'll know we were here. We leave a trace.
Yeah, which the whole thing was like, oh no, we even like got the security cam down.
Yeah, just get the car and we'll have to drive them to a hospital or something.
So, yeah, I guess we have a few options here. We have either this is like a stand attack. That's just like flat out one thing.
Yeah.
Which is likely. I think it's likely. The fact that people know about the rock makes it seem like, I mean, we still don't know like.
Also, he stopped breathing. He said he stopped breathing, by the way.
Yeah, that's not good. We still don't really know, like, how did Charming Man, like, find them? Like, Charming Man was able to find them pretty easy. We don't know the cat's deal either.
I thought they assumed the cat was... Yeah, were the cats...
We still don't really know, like, where, like...
Oh, he wasn't a bad guy. He didn't kill those cats after all.
How hilarious would it be if Charming Man literally was, like withholding incredible information? Like, oh, no, yeah, I met a really shady guy that told me exactly where to find you guys. He also had a bunch of cats that he's sick to you. Also, I mean, it does kind of bring up the idea of Charming Man being, like, a betrayer. Like, they did trust him, like, really fucking easy.
Well, Paco, like, he sucks with a knife. We could trust him. But I don't know, because, like, if it is a stand user, like, if they got attacked after they touched it, is it part of the volcanic rock? Was it either the lady up front, because maybe or somebody in there is keeping eye on the deeds or something, maybe because they learned that, oh yeah, this weird manga guy got, like, someone's keeping tabs on them maybe from a remote distance. Like, oh, people visit Rohan who took some of these rocks that we know some mysterious stuff about.
The thing is, the plan is so wild that nobody could possibly predict that they would go after the deed. You know what I mean? Like, that is something that, like, in a million years nobody would think, oh yeah, so I must go protect the deed.
And it's weird thing is, it's like, if they had, like, this Halley company had somebody guarding their deeds from a distance, why would they let them get that close to it before attacking, I guess?
Yeah, also, like,
but, like,
it does, okay, not to be, like, a Charming Man hater, because I like him, but it is kind of interesting. He immediately is like, oh, this is an illness? Maybe he knows more. Maybe this is a stand attack, and he's trying to downplay it.
Because I don't think
he's a bad guy. Charming Man is evil, confirmed. That's my new stupid fan theory.
I don't think he's evil. I think he is just that's too obvious of that.
But is it so obvious that it's too obvious?
I don't know because I think someone even says, "Is this an attack?" Like, and I don't know because if it's something for the Rock did because they got too much money or something from that. But even the diamond was worth a lot, and none of them got like affected hard from that.
Yeah, the diamond wasn't worth as much though.
As 50 billion.
And also, Dragona's the one that's using it. Like Usagi is not.
That's true.
Usagi,
you're right because
Usagi didn't directly touch the rock that we saw in this chapter.
Yeah, Dragona wasn't the one. Yeah, Dragona was the one touching. Usagi was just like did he get attacked when he dropped the food and like one of the guards maybe like I saw, so maybe I'll just tag him with whatever music reference that refers to throwing up. Or heaves, or
I don't know. I don't gotta go
bio
puke. I'm sure there's a band called Puke. But Dragona's reaction when
the food poisoning stand,
when Charming Man is like, "Does he have an illness? Is it drug poisoning?" Dragona's like, "Huh? Drug poisoning?" Like to me, that reaction is like, "Are you like where the fuck are you getting this from?"
I mean, I'm not surprised because remember when the Paco thing happened, like, oh, the mob, you're messing with the mob. The mob, you're messing with the wrong people. They'll kill you if it, like, that wasn't the thing. But but
also he does call the cops too, which is like, or calls 911, which is kind of blowing up their spot. I don't know. Maybe this Charming Man is evil thing has some legs.
I don't think, I don't think if his backstory is fake, then no, then maybe.
The backstory being fake, I don't know if I would believe that. That's whatever. That's neither here nor there. Whether he's betraying them or not is what's up into question.
I think
he's acting in like very suspicious ways.
I think him being the betrayer is too obvious. And I don't think that's the thing. I don't think that's gonna be the thing.
I want to know who says we should call an ambulance. It might be Dragona that says that.
And
oh no, wait, Dragona. Okay, fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Ignore everything I just said. Dragona's the one that calls the ambulance.
Yeah, delete your comment. But
delete your comment about Jim being an idiot.
And I'm thinking like, okay, so is the Rock on them? Maybe the Rock like, seeped into him and got like just blocking like something on the inside or infecting him. Like whose stand could possibly go in? Because I don't think Smooth Opera can go inside, but maybe it can. To be like a callback to like when they did in part 3 where they sent their stands
they
inside.
Made him little.
Yeah, they had to do like surgery on Joseph.
It would be really cool to see Smooth Operator try and do something.
Like work on the inside,
and it become a battle of sorts.
I don't know. Paco has to like do. I know Paco wouldn't do it, but like I guess
Paco can do anything with his stand, Sam. His stand, the hustle
to himself.
The hustle can do anything.
I don't think it can like affect someone else, but like I guess Charming Man can like maybe send like some like cruds of like some little rock cruds. We still don't have a name for his stand yet, right?
No, I think Permello tweeted like, guarantee his stand is gonna just be called Charming Man.
Pretty much.
Which I would put money on.
Yeah, I'm not a far off bet to take. And so yeah, and that's how it ends. But I don't think that's gonna happen. That's maybe your prediction.
I rescind after actually.
You could edit one of your bingos.
After reread, no, I would not. I would never. After rereading it, I take back my stupid theory about Charming Man being an evil villain.
Do you think this is something that those three are gonna solve, or do you think Paco and Jody are still gonna like just wait from a distance to get
watch?
Over here?
Yeah, I think they're just gonna sit and watch. Also, okay, I'm gonna rescind. Going back to rescind my comics, I want to make like another comment. Dragona calling an ambulance does kind of show that she cares about Usagi. Yeah. I love their little relationship. They are kind of like besties.
I was thinking like they're gonna be like a Monty Python where Jodio and Paco are just gonna sit there just watching until like they start like sitting there just coming slowly to them. And they're like, weird. But yeah, it's funny to see that I can't believe Usagi's gonna die from puking.
Also, I do want to say, not to be too gross about it, but Usagi is puking like clearly a liquid when he was eating like tons of actual shit. Like when you eat like a ton of real like food and throw up, you see that food. Like it's not like immediately melted in like 10 seconds. So that's why it's probably a standard.
Charming Man also says the liquid it's cloudy.
So yeah, it seems like it's not his actual throw up. It seems like it's not the contents of his stomach.
Yeah.
It seems like it's some other kind of ooze maybe.
Ooze.
Some kind of semen like.
Shut up! Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie.
Ugh.
It'll be like puke people because Araki's gonna draw some puke.
I hope the next chapter is just 40 pages of him puking in different funny ways.
This is Charming Man's fight, I think. If Sandy's gonna come
it
out.
has to be. I do like Charming Man.
I'm gonna redeem my knife skills so Paco can't talk shit and hate on me.
Charming Man is he got a lot of little good moments this chapter. He got like a couple like think on his feet moments. He seems very capable. His stand is super versatile.
I said we got him in his kind of heist role, just being like the guy, the man in disguise.
Yeah, he's got the face, I believe they call that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
else.
he was able to change his outfit too when he was pretending to be Paco.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wow. Oh yeah, I forgot that he did totally do that before.
Yeah, he completely turned.
This didn't just come out of nowhere. Yeah, he just. That's probably why they're like, oh shit, this guy can like just look like anyone. He's perfect for stealing shit.
He can be the heiress. We'll replace her with Paco. And then you will marry Paco, so we'll have the money.
Yeah. All right.
Any other predictions?
No, I really enjoyed this chapter. I love JoJoLands. I'm happy people are talking about it again. It felt like it kind of died out after Rohan went away.
Rohan's back, but in live action form. He is getting 2 more spoke mangas, I believe, as well, like coming soon. I think
that's fun. We like those.
Yeah.
The one. So recently, I was in New York City and I bought all the JoJo magazines because I was at the Kinokuniya in where is that? Near Central Park, kind of nearish Times Square, and
cool.
One of them had the Hot Summer Martha in it, and I was like, ooh, I like this one. That was a good one. Probably my favorite.
So I guess I get a good transition. I guess we can go into the JoJo.
The special JoJo event.
I had we have pictures of like each thing or in some.
Yeah, I took little videos of us doing it. Maybe I'll put them on the Patreon.
Yeah, that could be a good.
Is that like a little Patreon exclusive thing? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't feel like editing them, so I might just drop them all.
You can. I don't care. They can see what we.
If you want to see the fucking Jim and Sam face reveal, I guess check out the Patreon. I'll try and remember to drop them there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to. Let me just look at the videos right now.
So. It's in Edgewater, which it's a whole area, Misawa Market, the whole area I frequent a lot. It's like, I go up there with my sister a lot because it's like kind of like a little like day trip we kind of do. And it's a supermarket, and it's kind of huge. They have a supermarket part, and then they have this kind of big lobby food court along with like bakeries and a gacha wall. I have a little One-Piece card game area.
Yeah, it's got a lot of different like
the best
Japanese foods.
The best donuts in New Jersey. Don't at me. It's at the little bakery in there.
I feel like
awesome.
mochi donuts.
I feel
like mochi donuts. Yes, but if you don't, then
most mochi donuts are like they miss for me. But that is the only place they don't miss, and they're the best. Like they don't get messy when you like they don't fall apart after you take a bite at them.
To be fair, I didn't have any of them, so I don't know. But
I swear by them. It's like always my go-to, and they also have like an onigiri place and a bunch of other things like as well. And
maybe I'll cut together a little video. I realized it took a lot of like B-roll footage.
I have some pictures on my phone too if you need to send you some. But yeah, there's a little takoyaki festival going on there. So me and Jim got to split some takoyaki.
Which
that was really good.
Amazing.
Yes.
That takoyaki was probably the most amazing I've ever had.
They also had like the fried chicken. Like I think that was really good. It smelled so good. It tasted so good.
I bought some. Yeah. So they had. I think it's called like. Okay, it was called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure World.
Yeah,
like Super Mario.
It's the best. It's the best. Only reason to go to North Jersey.
So, this little pop-up event they had, I believe it's running. If you're in Jersey, you I guess can still catch it. I think it's
all
running
April.
until April.
It's all April.
So this is going to go out at least. What's today? The 23rd. It's probably coming out today. Whatever. So what they have is I don't know if it's every day or whatever, but
it's every day starting at.
No, what I'm saying is, so they have like a little stand, like a little pop-up setup. But when we got there was a huge line because I think when it opens at noon, there's the first 60 people or something.
First 50 people getting a tote bag.
Yeah, it's like a free thing.
Yeah.
But so what we ended up doing was we hung around, we like ate some food.
We checked out
did some shopping.
The little strip mall that has like
which
a bookstore.
Actually is a Kinokuniya there too.
I got a little Kamen Rider blind box. Jim got a little Princess Mononoke magnet blind box. That was pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun though. So we essentially waited for the line to die down, and when we went there, I don't know how late they stayed open, but like
I think it was like till 5 or so, 4 or 5 o'clock. It stays open too. I think it's 5.
So yeah, we basically had it like all to ourselves essentially. A lot of the stuff was sold out. I wasn't really there to buy merch though.
The only thing that was tempting if they weren't that expensive were they had like plates for like each.
The plates
JoJo.
are actually really charming.
They reminded me of these old Hercules plates that I used to have as a kid that are probably from a fast food place, but they were like. the pancake plates that I had growing up.
So yeah, like for me, I don't know. I am very much like not a materialistic person. Like when I see merch for something, like there's a novelty to it, but like I hate those acrylic standees, like shit like that. I hate. Like there's one thing they sold was like it was like essentially like a rope lanyard for each JoJo. Oh, so this is a JoJo anime event, by the way. So it only goes up to like Stone 6. Ocean.
Johnny does not exist yet.
Yeah, no Johnny. But so
they had
they had like one of everything for each.
They had 3 kind of games set
up.
So
yeah, that was the main event. So we go there and like I'm like, oh fuck, I want to do all the games. There's like 3 little games. I'm here. I'm the one of the premier hosts of JOKAKAKA. I must do all the JoJo games. So the 3 games were feed Iggy his coffee gum. So there was a big TV screen and a big fucking Iggy.
Each game costed like a certain.
It was like $10. I spent like $38 on this whole thing.
But at least this one had a good reward, at least for playing it.
Yeah, the whole thing is they give you like a thing for each one.
Jimmy, got a tote bag.
So yeah, I won the Iggy game. Which the Iggy game is you pick a brick, like the lady gives you like a brick of gum.
A brown brick to say.
A brown brick of gum, and then you put it in front of Iggy, and then there's a little animation that plays if you pick right.
Yeah, then Inspector Gadget comes on the screen and says, "You can shut up now."
The second game is there's just a TV with a stone mask under it.
You hold it, and then it tells you if you are as a vampire or you're not a vampire.
Yeah, and so Sam and I both did it, and spoilers, we both got zombie, which was the secret second worst roll.
Yeah. Hey, I got a little Hermes sticker.
Oh yeah, so I got a Bruno sticker from that. Also for the Iggy one, I got a little Iggy tote bag.
Yeah.
And also I got to reach my hand into. I'm watching it right now. I got to reach my hand into a little. I'm gonna probably just put these videos in the video. Yeah. Look at the screen if you're not looking at the screen.
I have a picture of like, the outside of it too.
Okay, I think I have enough for the B-roll.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we did the stupid the stone mask one, and then the third one was like a big wheel that you like spin.
I thought the wheel was part of like a combo thing, which I didn't know that was a separate thing. But
yeah, it was its own game, and essentially you just keep rolling it until a little like gotcha ball pops out, and it's like a little pin or something. It's funny, I got 2 popped out for me, and the woman who was the lady who was helping us through the games, she was like, all right, they're both blonde, guess which one? And I was like, Dio, and she's like, yes, Dio is one of them. So I got a Dio pin. And then yeah, we ate our takoyaki, and then I bought my dog some funny little dog toys that she likes.
I bought ate a bunch of onigiri.
The onigiri was actually really good.
I love that. If you go to Misawa up in North Jersey, if you're in that area, get the onigiri there. If you want,
really cheap too.
Yeah.
For the size of the rice ball, they were very cheap.
I got some honey butter chips, which I love getting there.
I got those too, and they were very good.
They're surprisingly good.
Yeah. I got honey butter chips, and I also got another sweet chip. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I got my mochi donuts there. I swear that the best like mochi donuts you can get there.
Believe me, the best mochi donuts you never did find.
And then I think I
got some chocolates and stuff too.
Some strawberry
I got,
mushroom
candy.
Chocolates that were good.
It's weird because in
sake you got.
Yeah. I did buy sake because it had tanuki on it. I haven't opened it yet. But it's weird if you're from Jersey, you know that we legally can't sell liquor inside of grocery stores. So I was very surprised that there was a whole liquor section in this grocery store. I don't know if it's because it's so close to New York or whatever, but I ended up buying, and currently I'm drinking some shochu. Shoju. Shochu is different, which I learned when I went to Japan. That's Japanese, essentially Japanese vodka.
Yeah.
But I'm drinking a strawberry shoju right now, which is delicious.
Ooh, I also got the ginger peach hot tea as well that I have at my work desk now.
Oh, also, I'm gonna try and remember to include a clip of it. But they had all these little seltzer waters of, I think they were Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon characters.
And One Piece as well.
Oh, and One Piece, yeah. And the it was One Piece and Sailor Moon.
They're Dragon Ball
and
Z
the Sailor
ones
Moon ones looked amazing.
The cans are very pretty.
The art was gorgeous. The Dragon Ball Super, Sam. They were Dragon Ball Super because they had Goku Rose on there.
You mean Goku Black?
No, Goku Rose.
Goku Rose is just a black form, Jim. Don't shoot. That man is not black. That was labeled
I'm
on the
mad that I
can.
didn't buy one of the Sailor Moon ones. I'm looking at them right now. They're
I do not
beautiful.
like seltzer water, so I wasn't gonna buy one. But
I don't mind seltzer water.
I'm not a fan.
But yeah, it was a really fun little fun day trip. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed the food a lot, and I was very stuffed. It's funny because as we were leaving, I was like, "Let's go get lunch," and you were like, no. And then after I ate, like, I got the fried chicken. I had like 2. I was like, I can't eat anything else.
I was like, yeah.
And it was a good idea that we did not cook at lunch.
Because it's like a revolving sushi place like down the road from there. But I'm like, we're probably gonna be full by the time we leave here.
No.
So yeah, cool area. Even out of the JoJo event, if you're near that North Jersey area or like not that far of a trip, then big recommend. Or I'm not sure about the California one. If anybody went to the California one and if it's any different, let us know.
Yeah, that's really funny. I do have to say also, the woman who walked us through our events was lovely. She was wonderful.
The MVP.
The guy who I paid to do the events looked like he wanted to kill me. He looked like he was having the absolute worst day and was angry that I was there giving him $40.
How dare you, Jim?
Like, I'm sorry that you are having a bad day, but
I'm sorry you work for...
But I am the co-host of JOKAKAKA, and I must do these stupid JoJo games for my dumb podcast online.
We have 5,000 subscribers.
Ish, and dropping every day.
But, yeah.
No, it was super fun. I'm really happy we did it.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe...
It's one of those things that's like, we had to do it, and I'm so happy we did it.
And it's a place I'm familiar with, so I can go up there and guide Jim around the place to point out. Like, I love going to this. I love doing this.
Yeah.
My sister was going to join, but unfortunately she got sick, so...
Yeah, that's
I'm sad she couldn't go there.
Also, I just want to say, I've committed. I'll do it. If you're an audio listener, just listen to this part of the podcast on YouTube, and you'll see the little clips.
Yeah.
The little clips. I'll put them in at this part.
You can see what maybe a face of 2 will be on. Yeah,
you'll see maybe the side of mine or Sam's face.
Yeah. But yeah. Should we go into root beer talk? I guess now.
Yeah, we're kind of already there. We're like at the edge of root beer talk.
We're going in there. So I'll let you go first if there's anything.
God damn it! I don't have anything.
You want me to go first then?
No, I'll go first. I guess.
Mine go quick. That's why. Cause I'm not a detailed talker. I guess.
Oh, when you start talking about Kamen Rider, you get into it. Though.
I can, but I have no one really else to talk about other than Medi.
Real quick. So I have been reading. Bleach.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest shock to me that Jim said like, "Oh, I've been reading." I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Bleach." I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah, I'm reading Bleach. I thought it'd be funny to read Bleach. I've been talking with my boss at work about it because he also is a big fan of Bleach. Well, not saying I'm a big fan. I want to take that back. I'm not a big fan.
You're reading it. You're how many chapters total are you around?
I think I'm like 86 in.
And what's your general feeling?
It's not bad.
Yay, nay, or
Generally, I definitely understand the appeal.
Okay.
I'm not hating it. I'm kind of enjoying it. It feels like, I don't know. I've thought a lot lately about Dragon Ball, like a lot of like the older manga that really, and like also Devilman. Like I've read and I love the original Devilman. I've thought a lot about that lately and how inspirational that is for a lot of modern manga.
Yeah.
And I mean, Bleach is not modern, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's like it's not bad.
It's better now that they got anime continuation finally happened.
That's true, actually.
So it's in the mind of people again.
I have to say, like, it's very hit or miss with me. Like every chapter feels like it could be super hit or miss. I'm finally into the arc where like the big Soul Reaper battles start happening.
The one that people really started to care, I guess, about it.
Yeah,
it was always one of those like on Adult Swim, like. Bleach is coming up next. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. Like, people just say it's all filler. I have no,
That's yeah. Thankfully, I'm reading it, so I'm not experiencing the filler. But I don't know.
I can't really talk much now that I'm a Naruto fan. That after one point, after the Sasuke retrieval arc, before it was just all filler. And that made me just stop watching it. Made me read it.
One of my close IRL friends, he said that the Bleach was like his first anime, and he watched all of it, and like. All the filler, and I've been educated that there's a lot of very terrible filler for Bleach. Yeah. So I'm enjoying so far. I like the pace of it.
We all
feel
can
like
have
pretty good pace.
We can't all have the One Piece really cool filler arc of going to the marine island.
Yeah, the what is that one? I forget what it's called. But overall, like the thing that kind of frustrates me is I don't love the character design of like the Soul Reapers. And this is partially me being like a contrarian. Like, I didn't like the Organization 13. I don't like the fucking Naruto ninjas.
They all have the same, I guess, uniform, and it's not the most like appeasing visually. It's not like something sticks out. Like
it's boring
compared to the Akatsuki robes, Naruto, which is the black one with the clouds around it.
But I find those also embarrassing and stupid.
Yeah. Oh, I find it embarrassing because my local mall, growing up in high school, when I went to the mall, people would be wearing those robes or the Organization 13 robe to the mall for no reason other than just to be
it's epic.
Cool.
They were being epic,
quotes.
Sam.
Right, first going to cons growing up, I think I was like 17 or 18 going to my first anime convention. That was like the big cosplay was like Organization 13 robes and Akatsuki robes and Team Fortress.
And part of it is just that I missed it. Like, partially, I just wasn't. It wasn't. Those were two things. Formative year.
Those were also two things you weren't probably as into as I was, of like Naruto and Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, 100%. I only played the first. I didn't like Naruto, and I only played the first Kingdom Hearts. So totally avoided the Organization 13 stuff. But yeah, it didn't hit me the right age. So when I see it, I just feel like I feel like an off-putting nature. Like, and I really just don't like the way it looks.
And for Bleach, because they all have that, they have to have like some other visuals to them. Like, I know Big Titty Lady with the necklace.
They're gonna say Big Tate. Like, there's a guy named Big Tate.
Big Tate, yeah. Big Koozie.
No, there's a guy. Orochimaru is the name that I've always heard, and he has a really fucking dumb hair.
Oh, I think Orochimaru from Naruto.
Pointy. Oh, maybe it's not Orochimaru. Maybe I'm thinking of
Kenpachi.
Kenpachi. Maybe it is Kenpachi.
Is he like the darker skinned guy with the weird hair and maybe he has the eye patch or whatever?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if he has darker skin in the manga, but yeah, he's got the eye patch. He has the stupid pointy hair, whatever. All this shit runs the same to me. I'm just kind of like, I'm waiting for a real moment for it to give me like a fuck you, I'm not touching this ever again. But I don't hate it. Like, oftentimes I'm really inspired by the art, actually. The cover pages look amazing. I hate to say that like my favorite part about Bleach is the cover pages, but there's one that I just read where it's a lot of like street clothes. Like, that's the thing that like Tite Kubo is known for, is like his street clothes design. It's one of just Ichigo doing like a cool jump, and he's wearing like shorts and like a basketball t-shirt. And I'm just like, this is a wonderful pose.
It's like
this is like just a great pose.
It's like a Jujutsu Kaisen where like we see the characters out of the uniforms and they have like the street drip, and exactly, I love that more.
It's weirdly like humanizing and endearing at the same time. Like, but no, it's part of it too is that like Jujutsu Kaisen has what's the word? It's crafted shonen fights into such a pure like action spectacle that like going back to Bleach, and if a fight is like not amazing, I'm just kind of like, all right, let's get through this one. Like,
it's over with.
It's not really like the art is not carrying it enough that I need it to be.
Yeah,
but it's not bad. It's certainly a manga. It's certainly a popular.
What can you
manga.
Say about Bleach? It's Bleach.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the power-ups. Like, that's another thing too.
Yeah, that's
like,
one thing I know about the Ichigo's like power-up.
The Bankais, I believe they're called. Which it's great. I do love not knowing a lot about Bleach. It's fun to read a series that's really popular and not know much about it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking a lot about like I watched a bunch of videos about Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super recently, so I've had a lot of like Dragon Ball in the brain.
Oh yeah.
And like I'm also thinking a lot about One Piece since I recently caught up on that. And, like,
I've been thinking about Dragon Ball as well because a lot of the Budokai Sparking Zero's coming out, and they actually have one-arm Gohan. They're not cowards. Gohan is one arm. It's great. I'm like, oh my god, we're back. We're so back, baby.
That, and also like the superhero movie with like the new power-ups.
I love that movie.
To me, I don't know. I think there's kind of an interesting aspect to shonen manga with power-ups and like forms and shit. And One Piece, I think One Piece did something so wonderful where I hated Gear 4. I thought Gear 4 was really shitty and dumb, and it felt out of character and boring. And then Gear 5 happens, and I'm like, this is amazing. This feels wonderful. It's so much fun. Like, so I don't know. Like, I'm like Bleach has a lot to convince me on, I guess.
Yeah, and I think a big conversation point I think I've heard from Bleach or people talk about Bleach is the power ups and like transformations where like they're a hot top of either maybe they're too OP or like the author doesn't use them. That happened in Naruto too, where I'm a big stand for something in Naruto called Sage Mode. It's like the coolest look and it's perfect character progression for Naruto, and then it just never appears again.
It's
like,
the Kaioken.
It's kind of, but like he gets a cooler like design or a design addition, and it's perfect for his character, and then you just don't do it, or the way that upgrades it's not nearly as cool. It just becomes like Super Saiyan.
Yeah. It's a problem. Super Saiyan kind of broke the world.
Yeah,
It
Naruto
kind of broke the world of battle manga.
Naruto is something I can rant. I can go in a lot of rant about Naruto, but I try to save because I want to watch Naruto or read Naruto with you at one point, or I can discuss with you at one to extent. Because
Keep dreaming, Bucko. No, I'm kidding.
You're reading Bleach. Once you step toes in the Bleach gym, nothing's out of the picture.
My soul's already been tainted.
Yeah, you're halfway to becoming a Reaper.
Part of it is like the reason why I'm reading Bleach is almost like a sort of educational. I'm taking almost as like this is like my required reading as like a manga fan.
You're dipping toe into the old Big Three gym, and this is
I know, yeah.
that is the hole you're going to fall under, and that's going to lead you to Naruto.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And I know it is.
All roads lead.
I'm gonna
to
be
shit.
there. I'm gonna arc by arc.
You're gonna be holding me under the water as I drown.
I'm going to dig out my old Sand Village headband. I'm going to wear it while we re-record us going arc by arc. Because I would love to discuss Naruto with you. Like,
yeah. The problem is that like I don't know. There's too much manga, and I just really was like, I want to see what this Bleach thing's about.
Yeah.
And, but there's so much shit
I'm excited to hear updates about that.
Yeah, I think there's 500 chapters, so I'm about like a fifth of the way in, I think.
So, and that's the big thing you've been doing.
Honestly, I've had besides Fortnite. Fortnite's been the fun thing.
I play occasionally with you too on Fortnite.
But yeah, no, I've been I go through periods of time where I don't really experience media, and I know this sounds like, oh my god, consumer, but like I really need to like put myself in a mindset where I want to like experience like a new movie, a new show.
There is one thing that gets traded into kind of both of us and go into my stuff is Fallout.
Oh yeah,
I got sick over a weekend and I watched all of Fallout, and we both loved it.
Well, I only watched the first 3 episodes, and I really did enjoy it.
Did you not finish it?
No, I haven't seen anything past the first 3.
I really loved it. I finished it. I think it's great. It definitely it catches the feeling. Like the look of the show is perfect. The actor Walter Goggins.
Walton Goggins like carries so much of the show.
The guy from
I also love the Vault Girl.
Yeah, she's great.
I love the idea of like taking that character and like
doing the Fallout 3 thing.
It's a pure fish out of water thing.
They kind of do the thing of, dad goes, gotta find your dad kind of thing. And I think it didn't copy Fallout 3, which is what I'm thankful for by the end. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But he's also played by the guy from Twin Peaks. It's great.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget his name, yeah. So the funny thing is that like all of the characters have like a Fallout backstory. Like the main girl has the Fallout 3 backstory where her dad gets taken, or her dad she needs to rescue her dad.
The oblivious, happy-go-lucky kind of propaganda vault dweller doesn't know anything about the world. The ghoul that's lived hundreds of years, kind of like knows the world and kind of lived by the ghoul rules.
And the way that I also interpreted that too was like he dies, quote unquote, and he's like exhumed from the earth, kind of like the beginning of. Because you die in the beginning of New Vegas, and they
you get better.
They dig you up. So I thought that was kind of them nodding towards New Vegas as well.
Yeah.
And then did they do? I don't know if they really had like a Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 is more so some of the designs and look stuff is Fallout 4, and the
it's not really the character origin stuff, because the Brotherhood character, very interesting. I was really interested in the sort of like my friend immediately said, we were watching it together, and she was like, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I was like. I rolled my eyes. I was like, "Fuck yes, that's exactly what this is."
And the Brotherhood of Steel. The 4 stuff is like you get a power suit really early on, and that's kind of like what the Brotherhood thing is.
Okay, yeah, I think that's where my brain was going. Yeah, you start the game off with a power suit, essentially.
Yeah, and yeah, it's great. I love the look of the world. It captures the game perfectly, and the show does something where like the main quest gets sidetracked for side quests for everybody, and it's great. I love they even reference that.
Yeah, I remember there being a little joke. As I said, I've only watched the first 3.
The monster designs are really good.
I just loved the gore too. Like there's a scene early on where like the guy in the power suit crushes another guy's skull like in his hand, I guess his living head. And I watched that with my friends, and we all just went, ooh.
Also, I'm not sure if you noticed all the Mr. Handy robots. They're all voiced by Matt Berry.
Oh, okay. I heard Matt Berry was in. I haven't seen.
Yeah, he's the voice. You see him in one of the early episodes where he does talk. If you don't notice that or had the thing up where I had it up, where like you see Matt Berry, so like, and that's a perfect voice for him. I loved it. And there was a couple of actors that like, once I learned like what they voiced or like who they were and other stuff, like, that's cool.
I'm excited. I fucking love
Rico from Hannah Montana is like the vault has one of the vault mystery stories in it. It's great.
Yeah, that's something I really like too. Is like the vaults are probably the most like just compelling like individual lore aspect from the series.
I went to I watched a bunch of vault lore videos.
Yeah,
and they're awesome. I watched videos on like the Fallout 1 lore. The main villain, the Master, is so interesting as well.
Oh yeah,
I forget the name of the channel. I watched he had a bunch of them. Like 3 days.
PewDiePie, I think.
No, shut up. But he literally days after the Fallout premiere, he had a ultimate collection of all his past like vault lore videos. And I recommend if you need something to listen to the background. Let's see if I can find out. But no,
I've just been watching garbage drama videos on YouTube. They're like crap.
And then I went and played a little bit of Fallout New Vegas again. Like, which is great.
Yeah, I'm the biggest hater in the world. Don't get me wrong. But I was pretty happy with the shows from what I saw.
I believe the guy's name is Wisefish. He did a big video. He put a 2-hour video of every vault lore. And this is before the show one, so it's kind of outdated now because they had to include the show's vaults lore. Yeah. But
also, that was kind of interesting. So this isn't super much of a spoiler, but the first episode, the vault that the main girl is from, the vault girl.
Those were vaults that were not explored in any of the first, because the first Fallout game is California as well.
Yeah.
So they tiptoe a lot of stuff.
But like what I think's neat is because like with the vaults are all experiments, and there's always like some sort of like there was an idea that goes into each one, and that one is neat because it seems to be 3 separate communities.
Yes.
That and in a way that it's trying to be like this is how we can like prolong our like civilization with a small amount of people as long as possible by like keeping our gene pool separate. I thought that was really neat, and I fucking love they make a lot of jokes about how they're all like the main girl is like cousins with everyone in her own vault, and they talk a lot about like there's like several jokes about like kissing your cousin and like they presumed sexual activity with their cousins, and I thought that was very funny and kind of edgy for a TV show.
It's very funny. Like, no, we can't do it. You're my cousin. You know what that? Kissing's one thing, but not.
Yeah, like literally, she's like Ron, we're cousins.
It's great.
Like I can't marry you.
Show's great. If you have Prime, I big recommend.
I really love the Vault girl. I feel like she really encapsulates that character.
I love all of them
so well.
But yeah, when you get to the end though, I'm excited to hear what you think. Cause yeah, I'll
try to remember to watch it. I've just been like, as I said, like I have to get in like a mood where I want to experience like media.
Yeah, but I went back to play some New Vegas. Still good. I love that game. But just go some quick things. I guess I watched the first episode. The Ranger Reject anime finally premiered. Oh yeah, it's on Hulu. So I watched the first episode, and the quality is very good. I watched the OP. Very good. It's great. It's weird to find. It's like one of those things where it's something you've been reading for so long, and you finally hear the voices to it. You're like,
yeah, that was like Chainsaw Man for me.
Yeah, and like I said, the quality is really good, and they extend the kind of the opening like mock battle, and I was worried about it. I was like, oh, please be good, and it is. So please watch it. Please support it so it gets more, because the good shit is a little bit later on. So I want to see that good shit animated, because it gets so hype later on. But yeah, seeing my boy D finally animated was cool to see. And it's kind of funny because they all have like this like stationary look for the most part because they're all like hench guys. So seeing their faces actually move now when they talk a little, because they kind of look like a spray painted like helmet. The putties, essentially the henchmen. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I big recommend. Please watch. First 3 episodes are out, so I need to watch the other 2. But the one big thing I want to talk about is between last 2 episodes, a lot of wrestling stuff happened because in Philly was WrestleMania, the big wrestling pay-per-view, the Super Bowl of wrestling. And I saw my sister at the wrestle, because a bunch of wrestling shows go on around the area, because the thing about WrestleMania weekend, every indie show will just run a show in the area to get that
run off, right?
Yeah, to kind of get that stuff.
Cross promotion, I guess. Yeah.
So my sister wrestled. There's a whole show. They have people from Japan come over to wrestle, and they have with a couple like American wrestlers as well who got to see her wrestle. See her get her ass kicked. It was great. I love to watch my sister get beat up. But there were some. I got to see a bunch of cool Stardom wrestlers wrestle and do. I didn't get it for free. I had to stand at my sister's merch table next to her husband. But I got to see some legends. Like we're like along the side. I'm like, this is kind of crazy.
What did you see? Who are the legends?
Aja Kong, who's like probably one of the bigger Japanese wrestler names, like been there for a long time. But I got to see, like, talk with, like, Billy Starks, who's like a ROH champion right now. But she was beat the fuck up because she's doing like 20 shows this weekend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she was bruised and beat up, but no, she was cool. And see, Azume, it was great. It's a cool ass show. Got to also WrestleMania was cool. There's 2 different big wrestling matches. Like night 2 with the Rock was there. You probably know about if you know any.
You were talking to the wrong person, Sam. I'm learning all this from you right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see a bunch of cool matches. Like Sami Zayn, Gunther was great. There was the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns finished the story. That was like a great match from a storyline because there was 2 things of wrestling that happened. There was a storyline accumulation, like long ass storyline, getting a payoff and feeling good, and that was one thing. And then literally 2 days before this recording, probably one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen was Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson. That felt like an anime battle. Like, if you want a reason why I love wrestling, you can watch this match. People say it's probably the best matches in wrestling in America ever. So if you're ever curious of why I love wrestling, or you're curious why so many people do, look up Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay, and it's one of the... I needed a cigarette. I don't even smoke after I watched that match, man. Like, some of the hard-hitting... It's like an anime battle. Like, the strongest warriors... It was like Hisoka versus Krollo. That's what it felt like, Jim. We're like, oh, we're doing this. This is like 2 of the biggest names in this fight each other now. Like, this is epic. But
my problem, and this is just a me problem, I'm not shitting on anyone, but my problem with wrestling, like, I'm so into like this whole story aspect, like the character aspect. But for me, like... That's
why I said it felt like 2 different aspects, where the story aspect I saw from WrestleMania, that was great. And then it's like the pure wrestling, the pure action. Like, you don't care about the story, but you want to see that fucking action.
For me, that's kind of the issue. Like, I guess, like, the wrestling that I've watched, I haven't... The action feels like it goes on too long. Like, to me, it's like, I care more about, like, the story and the characters.
Do you want the One Piece... Yeah, do you want that stuff, like the One Piece, or do you want the fucking One Punch Man Season 1 action scene? Like, the story is like, whatever, minor, but seeing just this...
visceral, like, feats of strength,
high flying, like, people are just like, it's just crazy shit's happening. Like, I keep thinking this is the end of the fight, but then this is like, he kicks that. Like, there's two different things of wrestling. Like, 2 different kind of, like, watching anime or reading manga, where you just come for the story, you come for the action, you come for the art of it. Like, you take your pick of what you want, and seeing this whole kind of golden age of wrestling we're kind of going through and getting that taste of every little thing. It's great. So if you're curious about wrestling, look up Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson, because Bryan Danielson is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. I cannot recommend it enough without talking about, like, the match in detail and why, like...
That'll be your solo podcast. Sam talks about wrestling.
I know. I need more fucking wrestling friends.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I legitimately loved hearing you talk about that. You're so passionate.
Yeah, I'm like if I ever want to sit down and make you watch a 30-minute match that didn't feel like a 30-minute match, like, I'm not. But the thing is, like, I don't want to sit down and force somebody to watch wrestling, because, like, it's like, I want to show you guys, like, tokusatsu stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to be that guy to just force you to watch it. I want you to be at least interested in, and I'm like you who can just tell me the story and describe something, and like, oh, that'd be cool to, I get a good hand for it, but you're better at that. Can't really describe it without, like, showing you. It's more of a visual thing. I want to show people.
No, yeah, I'm definitely down. If you can show me a good one, show me a good one. But yeah, for me, the part with wrestling that's impenetrable is just like how long the fighting goes on.
And the thing is about wrestling,
I want to be punchier.
I think the first way to introduce wrestling is bringing somebody to a show and getting the in-person energy.
Yeah, I'm sure that's 1,000,000% different than watching it.
But just like kind of going to a convention or like a little, you're gonna see people that are just kind of like, oh no, some of the ex-fans are just not good to be around. There's some cool ones, but a lot of them are just like, oh, cringe.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that was... Even when I went to Japan, I got to see my sister wrestle. I brought my friend to a live show, and it had a great time there. So...
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, alright, I think that's it. Yeah. That's good for repair
talk. Kind of going on. I guess I'll plug it up again. Right?
Yeah, I think we're at plugs, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else?
Yeah. If you lived this far, thank you for listening. If you like the podcast, please leave a like, leave a comment, leave a review, tell a friend. All those things help our channel in a little way. You can also, when your name's shouted out beforehand, you can leave anything on the Patreon. You can also follow the podcast or me and Jim separately on Twitter. You can also, I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah. I think we also like. I think on that trip to the JoJo event, I think we kind of like narrowed down what we wanted to watch next between like 4 things of like.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
It's like, Helsing Ultimate, Code Geass, Death Note, and then there's like one more.
Miraculous Ladybug.
Yeah,
When tangent. But I was just in New York with some friends, and we just would put on the TV when we were like hanging out late night, and Disney Channel kept showing Miraculous Ladybug, and I was so fucking invested in this trashy French cartoon. So we're watching it, and I'm like, okay, I understand all the characters. Then the next episode, all the characters are different superheroes now, and they have different names. Ladybug is no longer Ladybug. She is Cosmobug, and she flies around like Iron Man. Cat Noir is no longer Cat Noir. He's the Flying Catastrophe or something.
That's
I can't
terrible.
remember.
That's the worst name.
Hilarious. Or Astro Cat. His name's Astro Cat.
That's terrible.
I'm the biggest Ladybug fan that doesn't like the show.
I'm so sorry. But I think like Code Geass, I think Death Note, and like Helsing Ultimate, and I think there might be one more. But
I would really like to rewatch Death Note. It's been long enough for me.
Those 3, I think, are narrowed down. I'm not sure. Like, maybe I do another poll on Twitter, either on the podcast Twitter or my Twitter again, like I did that first time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we haven't really done our
Patreon poll.
I think a Patreon poll makes most sense. We haven't really done like a nice big sit down series. Yeah. My life has just been too chaotic lately.
I know.
But things are settling.
I'm waiting for Jim to have shit to calm down so we can get back to Chainsaw Man discussion.
I feel so. We had a comment recently on the Chainsaw Man podcast. I missed this show. I was like, me too, bitch.
Today's chapter was great.
I haven't read it yet. I'm like two weeks behind.
So good, but yeah,
that's completely my fault. Yeah, I'm 100%.
Whenever life calms down for you, like we'll do that.
We're getting there.
Yeah, and we have another thing coming up, so
we do. I need to check in, but I have to check with those folks.
With that, I guess we will see you next month for JoJoLands
15.
Damn,
that's a quarter of almost 100.
Go ahead.
It's like a fifth of 100 or 6 of 100, I think. I don't know.
I'm not.
It's a 6, maybe a 6.5th. I think I've had too much shoujo.
I think you did.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.